Hello, everyone. Happy December. We are now officially in the Christmas holiday season. And tomorrow is... What is tomorrow? What are we getting tomorrow? With Love, Megan, the Christmas special. Please make sure you are ready to watch that. I'm so excited. I actually think this is going to be the best season of all of them. The most interesting out of all of them. Very much looking forward. All right, let's see who's in the chat. Hey, Elaine. Oh, how are you? Hope you're good, Elaine. Hey, Fancy. Hey, Lady. Lottie. Tara. Please also make sure that you put in your calendars for this Saturday. I have a special guest coming on this Saturday. Going to be very exciting. And we'll see how the conversation goes, because I would love to have some callers for that as well. But very exciting guest coming up. Church Nelly. Church Nelly. It is not your birthday. It is not your birthday, Church Nelly, because if it's your birthday, baby, we need to dance. We need to dance if it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Church Nelly. Let me see if I've got any sound effects. That's all I've got for sound effects, but a very happy birthday to you. Kenneth, the Christmas special is on Wednesday. I don't know where you're based, Kenneth, but I'm on the other side of the planet. So it's already December 2nd where I am. That's why I'm saying tomorrow. So I don't know where you are. I can see you're 16 hours behind if you're in Los Angeles. So that's why I said tomorrow. All right. Let's have a look-see. Hope you had a lovely, lovely birthday, Church Nelly, and thank you for being such an incredible person in this community, always bringing joy, laughter, and laughs. You are very, very, very much appreciated. I took 3 days off because, well, to be honest, there wasn't really a whole lot going on. And I like to have like a full podcast. Also, I was just, out and about looking for a husband, enjoying being in the tropics. So yeah, I just had to take some time out to go put on some pink to make the boys wink and just have a good time. That's where I was. Yeah, I'm very much settled again where I am, and I've been here for a month and I didn't go out. I didn't go out because I just needed time to focus on work, focus on being creative, and also I wanted to avoid being in any situations or around anybody that might trigger me. But I did reconnect with some people who I know and love and trust, and we did get to go out. So I just needed a few days to just chill because I hadn't been out. So thank you so much for being patient with me. Do you like my dress? It's Fashion Nova. Thank you so much, Kat Harlem. You said you picked up both candles at 20% off. Yes. Make sure that you are subscribed to the As Ever emails because they are doing full-on marketing emails now, and they've got 20% off going on at As Ever. So just in time for Black Friday holiday season, please make sure that you go and go get your As Ever stuff for 20% off. Thank you so much, Church Nelly. Church Nelly said that's exactly the type of color that I want to see on Megan. Yeah, I'd love to see her in more bright colors and maybe some textures we haven't really seen her in. You know, like some leathers. I think she was. When was that in New York? She wore the gold dress. I think that was more of a bandage dress, though. I think she wore like a leather dress to one of the Invictus things, the green one, or it was like laser cut leather. But like, I want to see more baddie. I've noticed, I don't know if you have, that she's growing her nails out longer. I want to see a little bit more baddie. More baddie from Megan, please. No, she's very quiet, luxury, classy, that kind of look. But we can do a little bit of baddie. No, honestly, Lottie, where I am in Canggu, Bali, you're not gonna find a husband here. The dating pool has piss in it. It's one of these places that's it's beautiful, but as far as expats and tourists go, it's way too transient, and guys especially know that they can play around. So I do know people that find people here, but you just have to be very, very careful. I'm really just enjoying being my fine single self. It's not like I would like a partner, but it's not central to my life, and I would rather be single than be with someone who I don't like or who isn't for me. Single is better than settled, I say. Single is better than settling for less. Lady, you said I ordered my white crate. I've been waiting on them to offer it. Yeah, so you can buy like multiples, right? Yeah, they've got some really beautiful designs with the crates now, both for yourself and gifting. All right. Next thing, let's get into it. What should we get onto first? Oh, William. William and his temper is once again, it's not the first time, become a topic of conversation. Now, we did get some interesting insight from Harry in Spare about William and Harry having that famous confrontation where William apparently pushed Harry onto a dog bowl. Now, I've always said that I felt, this is just me, my theory, that Harry didn't just put that in there for the sake of telling his side of the story. I think that's part of it, but I've always felt that that was in there for another reason. I think that Williams had a temper from the time that he was very young, and nobody's dealt with it, and it's gotten worse. And even Royal Rotarats have said it. And you've got this small drip of leaks that have happened over the years. And I honestly feel like something interesting is about to come out. So this from Feminagra. Prince William faces renewed scrutiny as reports highlight his temper behind palace walls. Oh, and let's not also forget the revolving door of staff, William and Kate's staff. Reports from multiple royal correspondents, court insiders, and respected publications have increasingly drawn attention to the Prince of Wales' temperament. Domestic and international outlets now echo descriptions of Prince William as short-tempered, hard to handle, and difficult to work with. These reports build a picture of a future monarch whose private volatility clashes with the duties he must soon take on. As he moves closer to the throne, stories of tension, outbursts, and poor judgment have moved beyond royal gossip and into the mainstream. These accounts are now shaping how observers assess his ability to lead. Reports of volatility span family and professional life. In January of 2023, Prince Harry's memoir Spare revealed that an argument between the brothers escalated into a physical altercation in 2019. According to Harry, William grabbed me by the collar, ripping my necklace and knocked me on the floor. At the time, the story was dismissed by some royal commentators. Since then, however, a succession of reports have described William in similar combative terms. By March 2025, the New York Post published claims Kate Middleton had to manage her husband's emotions and treat him like a fourth child, citing a royal author. Before I continue, do you remember at one of the royal events? I can't remember which one it was. Might have been the Jubilee, the Jubilee, or something. Or no. It was the Jubilee concert. I think it was when Prince Louis, put his hand several times over his mother's mouth, was shushing her, wagging his finger at her. And you could tell that this is something that just happens very normally. Nobody around was trying to do anything, trying to help calm that child down. It was only when he went and sat on, you know, grandpapa's lap, that's when he calmed down. Not coming for the child, by the way, but these behaviors escalate because of lack of discipline from the adults around the child, and also what the child picks up from his or her surroundings. Where did Louis pick up that it's okay to put his hand over his mother's mouth and start wagging his finger and giving attitude, even in public? Where did he learn that? He's clearly picked that up from someone somewhere. The Mirror seemed to corroborate similar workplace descriptions, reporting that William is frequently short-tempered and can be more difficult to work with than Charles. And we know that Charles is incredibly short-tempered. I mean, right after the Queen passed away, here we are. We're finally signing the King's Declaration and all of this stuff. He's the longest-standing intern that ever lived, waiting to wear Grandmama's big fluffy hat, and he's getting frustrated at signing with a pen and paper. And that happened two or three times, I think. There's 2 or 3 videos of this. The Mirror seemed to corroborate similar workplace descriptions that, that he can be more difficult to work with than Charles. Those comments were attributed to insiders familiar with both royal households. The same accounts align with earlier remarks from Queen Camilla, who reportedly voiced concern over William's temperament. According to the news, September 2024, Camilla worries came even as her relationship with William improved. The Express also noted that senior royals often gauge his mood before raising sensitive matters, while Robert Jobson wrote articles that aides tread lightly around the Prince of Wales, fearing his reactions, except for Jason Knopf. Him and Jason Knopf are so comfortable with each other. Jason Knopf does nothing but smile when he's around William. Always gleaming, Jason Knopf. William's relationship with his father has long been marked by strain. In the book titled The Windsor Legacy, Robert Jobson recounts a 2024 disagreement between the two men, which began with William misreading a situation and ended in direct confrontation. According to Jobson, such episodes are not uncommon. Clashes have reportedly erupted over everything from the use of ivory in royal collections to the arrangement of family photos, including a moment when the placement of Prince George in an official image triggered what Jobson calls a massive row. The book details a dynamic in which William is over assertive, difficult to handle, and prone to mood swings, traits that Palisades have learned to manage with caution. So how is he going to be the future king? He's currently the heir and can't control his temper now. Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. He's not going to be able to handle that crown. That crown is he's going to feel a burn on his head the day he gets that crown. In an interview promoting the book, Jobson confirmed that even within the family, members gauge William's temperament before broaching sensitive topics. While Charles and William reportedly maintain a functional working relationship, Jobson noted that the king once related more easily to Harry, a dynamic now described as one of the more quietly painful consequences of the family's divide. I mean, whose fault is that? Private disputes expose deeper issues behind William's public image. Domestic tensions appear just as persistent. Reports published in the New York Post and the Raw Observer describe heated arguments between William and Kate Middleton, with William's temper often cited as the trigger. These episodes, though largely private, raise questions about how personal volatility may affect William's leadership style. And there's that famous picture, I don't have it on the screen, sorry, of William wagging his finger at Kate in the car. I believe she was actually pregnant. They were going to the Raw variety show or something, and the absolute look of fear in Kate's eyes. Instances like the finger pointing confrontation, detailed in Spare, suggest that William's approach to conflict often relies on control rather than compromise. A dynamic that also surfaced in his reluctance to adjust plans for Queen Elizabeth II's final public request. One incident from 2022 further illustrates the dynamic. According to Jobson, Queen Elizabeth II requested that William attend the opening of a hospice facility near Windsor, an event linked to a long-serving member of the household. Though William's calendar would have allowed it, he declined, citing family duties. The Queen, said to be particularly frail that day, was disappointed and reportedly responded with a sharp, "Isn't that what nannies and policemen are for?" Her remark, however lightly delivered, reflected deeper frustration with what appeared to be a pattern of avoidance. Well, the Queen's comments may have been said in jest, but it says a lot about the culture in which these people live. Sorry, not culture, I would say dynamics between these people as family members and then also as part of this institution. It's very unhealthy. For years, royal coverage shielded the Prince of Wales from intense scrutiny. Reporters downplayed his temper or described it in vague terms. They treated Harry's account as a personal complaint. But in light of a new and corroborated reports, media outlets have begun revisiting those early portrayals. Coverage in the media has introduced a new tone of caution as journalists weigh whether William's temperament can withstand the pressures of kingship. I don't think they can. I don't think they can. Thank you so much, Elaine Parker, for the super sticker. Much appreciated. As those narratives build, they complicate Buckingham Palace's efforts to present William as the stabilizing successor. Y'all, he gonna destabilize the whole darn monarchy. Behind the scenes reports suggest aides are already working to manage expectations about his reign. His documented reluctance to take on an increased responsibility in the wake of Charles and Catherine's cancer diagnosis has only amplified their perception of fragility rather than preparedness. Prince William's public image has long been shaped by institutional loyalty and carefully managed press coverage. That scaffolding now shows clear signs of strain. Descriptions once framed as palace euphemism, tricky, controlling, prone to mood swings, are, by Robert Jobson's own admission, a generous interpretation of a deeper, more troubling behavior. If these are the restrained terms, one is left to answer what remains unsaid. Testimony from Prince Harry, reports from royal aides, and commentary from even William's most loyal defenders point to a future monarch whose composure may not reflect his private conduct. As the monarchy enters into a fragile period of transition, the issue is no longer image. The question now is whether William can meet the demands of kingship himself, or if others will continue carrying the weight on his behalf. Great points. I don't think William is ready. because the type of king William wanted to be was not the type of king that fits into the modern era that we're in, the modern social media, TikTok, YouTube era that we're in, the cost of living crisis era that we're in. Helen, you said William needs help. He needs support with anger management. It seems that this has been the case for a while. That he has needed help for a while. But we know that the institution does not do anything in regards to getting people help for their mental health issues or anything like that. So let's not hold our breath. I feel like if they wanted to help William, their help would have come already. And then we have this. So there was a documentary on Channel 5. Now, Channel 5 poos out a new documentary every single week about the royals. But this one was particularly interesting because of some of the things that were said. At one point in the documentary, they play a fake death announcement. Yes, you heard that right. While giving commentary on William's upcoming reign and what William has in mind for his upcoming reign, they play an audio clip of a UK news reporter giving the news that Charles is dead. This is how audacious, it should be illegal, the tabloids are, but also William is. Because this wasn't a documentary about William when he becomes king. Why are we talking about William becoming king now? I mean, yeah, his father's ill, but with good health, good diet, some decent exercise, and rest, there's no reason why Charles can't have another 10 to 15 years on him. But it's like William is just counting the days, honey. And now we have a whole documentary on Channel 4 saying, step aside. Sorry, not Channel 4, Channel 5. Saying, step aside, Charles. Not even step aside. Step down and lay down. How do you put a whole death announcement, a fake death announcement, in a documentary? And then they're talking about what would happen when the king dies. Yeah, especially after his his mother, father, and grandmother lived past their 90s. The audacity. Such a weird and unhealthy family dynamic. You're literally just waiting for the next person to die. Beyond weird. Okay, next thing. Edward's home. Now, following Andrew getting rightfully battered left, right, and center in the press about his living situation, now people are looking at, other things, other royals and their homes, their stately homes, and how much are they paying versus how much work that they're doing. This is the house that Edward lives in. Not exactly a house, is it? It's a whole darn estate. What am I saying? A house? It's a whole estate with garden grounds. You could probably have a homestead here. Nice for some if you can get it. And why did Edward get it? Just because he was born. So let's have a look at this. How Edward's Prince Edward's Bagshot Park terms compared to Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex's costs. Now, obviously, he lives there with Sophie. Campaigners and transparency groups have increased pressure on the Crown estate after newly released documents confirm that Prince Edward only pays a peppercorn rent for Bagshot Park, a 120-room Grade 2 listed mansion in Surrey. The lease, agreed in 2007, grants the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh 150 years at the property after a £5 million premium, with rent reduced to symbolic level for the rest of the term. The disclosure has renewed scrutiny of royal housing arrangements, particularly when set against the financial treatment of Harry and Meghan, who paid or repaid 2.4 million for renovations at Frogmore Cottage before losing access to the home. I feel like we don't talk enough about the fact that that pissed off the tabloids and the royal institutions so much, because the fact that Harry and Meghan could drop 2.5 million just like it's nothing. Harry and Meghan got money, y'all, and the institution mad about it. And they had so much heat for Harry and Meghan just wanting a decent place to live. But no heat for this, no heat for Royal Lodge where Andrew was. Oh no. Ignored entirely. Critics believe the contrast highlights how opaque the Crown Estate agreements continue to shape the experiences of different members of the royal family. Well, I've said many times that there is zero transparency about royal money. You'll hear 100 different explanations as to how the Crown Estate is run, but none of them make sense and none of them are clear. You should be able to ask 100 people in the British public the same question. Please explain how the sovereign grant and the Crown Estate works, and they should all be able to give you the same answer. I'll be surprised if 10 people knew the answer to that question. Prince Edward has lived at Bagshot Park since 1998. Initially, he paid an annual rent of £5,000 for a 50-year lease. That figure later rose to 90,000 after he contributed 1.3 million towards the property's renovation costs. Edward does not make that money and does not have that money from nowhere to be spending 1.3 million. At best, that's probably from some trust fund or something that the Queen has for him or had for him. These people do not make bags of money from being in business or what have you not. It's either from the Crown Estate, the Duchy, or nefarious doings. In 2007, the terms changed significantly. The Duke's company, Eclipse Nominees Limited, paid a one-time sum of 5 million in exchange for a 150-year lease. I mean, where did he get that 5 million from? After this, the official rent fell to a peppercorn level, typically £1 or less per year, rendering it practically negligible. The lease contains no restrictions on resale beyond the requirement that any future tenant must be able to afford the estate's upkeep. Well, it's going to be one wealthy family. The lease contains no restriction on resale beyond the requirement that any future tenant must be able to afford the estate's upkeep. According to the Times, which obtained the document after initial refusal from the Crown Estate, this opens the door for Prince Edward to privately profit from a publicly owned asset. Bagshot Park itself spans 150 acres, including extensive gardens and multiple wings of accommodation. Queen Victoria commissioned the property for Prince Arthur, Duke of Connaught, and it seems that part of the Crown Estate, which directs its revenues to the UK Treasury. So public reaction to the discourse has ranged from confusion to disbelief. Indeed, utter disbelief. Utter disbelief. Because what does Edward do that warrants him living in a 120-room estate? Like, excuse me? Willie is his own worst enemy. Charles, the monarchy, and the firm failed in preparing William to be a responsible adult and future king. Indeed. Failure all around. Mushy said Charles might outlive William. I feel like all the clues are actually pointing to the fact that he doesn't have long. And it seems like William is determined to stress his father so much that the whole process hurries along. Yeah, power is more important to William than his pa. Cookies and cream, that family created a psychopath. Sir Pegalot needs some intense therapy. He's beyond insane. I mean, pushing Harry on a dog bowl. Helen, he said, and don't forget Ford Fiesta got an alleged backhand from a sheikh years ago. Yes, I do remember that. How could I forget? Whole family is corrupt. Whole system is corrupt. And I feel like we're at the beginning of everything just slowly, bit by bit. Okay, I'm going to end things there. Thank you so much, everyone, as usual. Appreciate you so much. I think December's going to be lovely. We've got With Love Megan coming, and I think that Megan will pop out for something else before the year ends. And it's great to see that As Ever is being actually placed in physical retail stores and in places that align with her brand. And I'm sure there'll be a couple places where As Ever pops up in, hopefully in other countries as well, even if shipping isn't available. And we'll see what other products we get. They did also add, I forgot to mention, a limited edition, the Honey Duo set with a bookmark, which is very, very nice. So they're thinking a lot about gifting, you know. As Ever is definitely growing, moving along, and becoming something special. And with that, I will leave you all. Yes, Elena, I'll give you the last word of the day. Have a wonderful and safe day, everyone. Stay blessed. And happy birthday again to Touch Nelly. Ciao.